Yep. So, while Supergirl, The Flash, and Arrow still have a few episodes left before they wrap up their latest work, Legends of Tomorrow recently debuted its Season 3 finale. And, once again, I think it's a pretty good one. There are three things I want to talk about the episode. One, the overall story. Two, character exits. And three, the ending. Let's start out with the basic story. Mollusk has been released, and the Legends must work fast. They've got Romans, cowboys, and pirates kind of invading them, trying to suggest to hand over the totems that they managed to collect, and they must work together with a load of different people, including Jonah Hex and their previous teammate Justin Jackson, in order to stop Mollusk. And they eventually have to use the totems that they've collected, use them to fight Mollusk in the form of a giant blue anthropomorphic teddy bear. And I'll be honest, it's weird, but it kind of works. This Legends of Tomorrow, it's just crazy enough to get away with something like that, with a giant winged bat demon fighting a giant blue teddy bear. It's weird, but as I said, Legends of Tomorrow is just weird enough to get away with it. Yeah, it's got some good parts, and I do think it's kind of suitable action for the season finale. Second thing I want to talk about, the three character exits. First up, Damien Dark. I have nothing against the actor Neil McDonough, a name I'm almost certainly mispronouncing. If I am, I'm sorry. But one thing that I did kind of become a bit hesitant about kind of towards the end of the season was that I think after this they should probably allow Damien Dark to rest in peace for a while. I mean, and as I said, I have nothing against the actor, but he was the main villain of Arrow's 4th season, and then pretty much immediately after that he was one of the members of the Legion of Doom, who was the main villains for Legends of Tomorrow's 2nd season. So when he came back again for Legends of Tomorrow Season 3, I was a little hesitant, and while he did kind of give a very good performance, I think he's best out of all of them in this particular season, I think after this season they should probably drop him for a bit. Because, as I said, I have nothing against the actor. I have pretty much everything against the character. Just he's one of the most hateable people. I mean, you love him, but then you also kind of hate him. You want to see him be beaten. But yeah, I feel that to use him again in something like Legend of Tomorrow Season 4, against so soon after his last one, that might be stretching it a little too far. So while he does kind of die off in this episode, sorry, spoilers, I do think that, yeah, it's a good death, and he should probably just be allowed to rest in peace for a little while. The second character exit I have to talk about, Rip Hunter. When I did my review of the Legends of Tomorrow Season 2 finale, I spoke about Rip Hunter leaving the team, and I said that if it was permanent, then I think Arthur Darvill probably deserved a break from time travel. I mean, he had been on Doctor Who, and then he had done 2 seasons of Legends of Tomorrow, so if this was his stepping off point, yeah, maybe he felt he deserved a break. But I was surprised and delighted when he came back. And once again, throughout the series, he's not really the focus point. The focus point is mainly on Sarah, but he does kind of add a nice kind of role to the series. His ultimate sacrifice in the finale to kind of buy more time for the Legends and delay Mollusk. Once again, I think it's a good way for him to go out. I mean, if he does show up in Season 4, great, I'd love that. But if he kind of wants to jump off here, once again I say, he might have deserved a break. And, you know what, I think he was a good character, and I do think it's a good way for him to go. The third and final character exit that I want to talk about is Amaya. I actually predicted this one last week. in that kind of with the setup of the finale, with the way they left it last week, I felt to myself, this is probably where Amaya is going to kind of jump off. To which, once again, I loved the actress Maisie Richardson Sellers, but yeah, kind of from the way they set it up, it was very clear that Amaya was probably going to leave at this point. I also thought that potentially, if Amaya was going to leave, kind of, with her returning to Zambezi, they might also decide to to leave behind Nate Hayward. But Nick Zano doesn't appear to be jumping off the train, and you know what, Amaya had a good run. And once again, I do think it's kind of nice the way they left of her returning to Zambezi to kind of secure her future. So I was half right. I thought that both Amaya and Nate would leave the show after this season. Amaya left, Nate hasn't. But I still think I like how it turned out. I was half right. I think it's a good one. The final thing I want to talk about is the ending. When the first season of Legends of Tomorrow ended, it kind of ended on a wow note, kind of with Rex Tyler exiting another version of the Wave Rider, and when I looked at my phone and him stating he was a member of the Justice Society of America, my immediate thought was, wow, that's pretty big. Are they really going to do that? I mean, yeah, the Justice League are never going to show up in the Arrowverse. It's just too big a thing. But to have the Justice Society be hinted at, that for me was pretty big, and I felt, oh, that might be interesting, and they did it. The second season, that was more of a, oh dad, we're crap, we're boned. Yes, kind of with them discovering that they had pretty much broken time with loads of different aberrations and different buildings all throughout Los Angeles. Yeah, it was a very much, well, we're fucked ending. And the latest one, I think, so it's once again close to the, well, we're fucked ending, but also not so much. Anyway, once again, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it. Okay, the Legends do everything and they decide, as at the end of season 2, to go to Aruba and just have some time off, which, they probably deserved it. To which they are suddenly interrupted by the time agent Gary and John Constantine, who seemingly has been confirmed as a regular for the next season. Which, okay, I can grant that. But then he claims that in releasing Mollusk from his cage, he wasn't the only thing that escaped. It's more like a, oh boy, what are we going to have to do with now? Which, yeah, I think is about right. Kind of just that thought of, not quite, well, we're boned, more like, what else got out? What are we going to have to deal with? So, I think it's a good way to get us hyped up for Season 4, just wondering, what the hell's coming next? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So, it's got a pretty good story, with kind of a silly premise, but it did it very well. It's got 3 character exits that I think were done very well, and an ending that gets me hyped up for the next season. We'll just have to see what faces the Legends next. Till then, time flies like an arrow.